Welcome back to Joshy K. Thought I'd dive into the differences between one-off advice and ongoing advice and why some may or may not be relevant depending on someone's circumstances. So first of all, it's worth pointing out that not everyone needs financial advice. So, if you're someone who's ticking along and you've got access to all the information you need through, the ATO or various sources online, a lot of people can piece together a rough strategy of what they think is appropriate. The majority of the time you'll get roughly where you want to go, which is good. I am a big proponent of getting financial advice, and naturally as a financial planner, you might say that I would say that, but because we're able to pick up on the small things or that little bit of information you maybe didn't interpret correctly or you've missed something that could be actually quite fundamental. So I suppose some people come to me or, people like me for one-off advice. Examples of that could be, I've just been offered a redundancy and so I just need to know how to tackle that. Or I've been saving for a house for a couple of years, I'm about to pull the trigger on a property and I need to know how that's going to impact me. So they come for that one-off advice. It could very well be, hey, I've got most of my ducks in a row, I'm going to be retiring next year and I just want you to look over everything and make sure there's nothing major that I'm missing, and then I'm happy to go off on my own again. So it could be a couple of stages, divorce being another one if they've recently separated. Maybe there's a baby on the way and they need to figure out, how's this going to affect our cash flow when, either myself or my partner is going to stop working so we can raise kids? How are we going to handle the mortgage repayments? Things like that. So they're all examples of what could initiate one-off advice, where I do a single project for somebody, they then go away and maybe they check in every couple of years as their circumstances change. Now, ongoing advice, that's a little bit different. So that could be in the form of someone who just wants to outsource everything is a common one that I see. They go, look, we're so busy living our life and, achieving our goals that we're happy just to outsource and have someone manage everything for us. The other one could be, I'm about to retire in the next 2 years. And generally speaking, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in the lead up to there with optimizing things and setting things up correctly. And so they need that support over a couple of years. They then retire and there's a little bit of ongoing work as well, particularly if that younger partner is also retiring. There could be a extended need for advice. So the way that I use an analogy, I guess, to describe the two would be, let's call one-off advice like getting a map. So that'd be someone coming to me going, hey, I want to get from this location to this location. They go, great, here's a map to do it. What it's not going to do is update and be dynamic. It's just going to show you so you can work out yourself what you need to do. So you can kind of work out what your streets are. There's a little gauge that tells you this distance is 100 kilometers, so you can work out roughly how long it'll take. Versus ongoing advice, I treat as a GPS. So I don't necessarily tell people what to do. So what I'll often come up with my style as a financial planner is maybe here's one option, which is the best financial outcome. Option number 2 maybe is the best emotional outcome or lifestyle option. And maybe option 3 is a hybrid of the two. It's then a collaboration between me and my clients so that they are in the driver's seat and they decide what kind of life they want to live. Same way that a GPS will just say, hey, when you get to this point, you said you wanted to get here, so turn left. Now, if you decide that you missed that turn, or maybe you didn't decide it, you just forgot to do a few steps, I then come to you and help you recalculate that route to help you get to where you wanted to go. Now, sometimes it may mean that we need to pay a toll to get, a fast track through a tunnel to get you there on time. Sometimes that can be in the form of tax if you haven't structured a property correctly, or there's capital gains tax to be paid because something has done well, but it just needs to be managed. I'm able to actually disclose that and help you through it. The other thing could be, government regulations change and maybe the path we're on is no longer viable and we need to shift. Now, if you're not across all of those changes to superannuation or the federal budget, you might miss a few steps that are really important, the same way that your GPS tells you live what traffic data is doing, or maybe some roadworks, and so you're able to find a route that goes around that to still achieve your goals. So hope you found that helpful. I'm a bit of an analogy guy, so one-off advice versus ongoing advice, I'd liken it to basically using a map and a GPS. So hope you found that helpful. If you want to reach out and ask more questions, absolutely feel free to. Again, this is Joshy K. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.